Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we are covering the Charity Beallis triple homicide case out of Bonanza, Sebastian County, Arkansas. Charity and her two children were found pew-pewed to death in their home after a welfare check on December 3rd, 2025, just one day after a divorce court hearing involving Charity and her husband, Dr. Randall Beallis. Law enforcement has confirmed this was a homicide, not a unaliving, self-inflicted unaliving, and doing that to others. As of now, no arrests have been made and no suspect has been publicly named. This case is drawing nationwide attention just because of the nature of this. A beautiful family, now gone forever, one day after the proceedings. And wait till you hear the rest of the story. We're going to talk about all of that and a lot more on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me stand. I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my clothes, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is December 13th, 2025. It is currently 4:18 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Good to see all of my friends here in chat. Thank you all so much for joining me. Guys, this case is a doozy. It is a doozy. Buckle up. That's all I can say to you. And it goes deep, potentially, and it potentially may even go a wife before. However, I do want to note that there is nobody named a suspect or even a person of interest at this time. So there is that. Police have not named any suspect or anyone at this time. 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that. So we're going to get right into it. Let me just say hello to a few of you real quick. Hello, it's me, Jen, Miss Sherilyn, Bliss Blessings. Thank you, Bliss. Bliss was seeing that I had scheduled this and sent me some stuff. So I appreciate that, Bliss. Kelly, good to see you, darling. Sherry, PGH, how you doing? And of course, the queen up in here, Miss ICU. Susan, good to see you. Leslie, Carol, it's me, Jen. Good to see you. Miss Susie, Linda B, Red Moon, Lil Bit, PGH, Melissa, hello, Sharon, Susan, Kiki, do you love me? And everyone else, thank you all so much for joining me. Before we get started, if you don't mind, do me a big, big favor and hit that thumbs up button. I would be very, very thankful. And if you would just share the live out for extra bonus points, that would mean the world to me on any platform that you choose. So all of that. Thank you so much, Melissa French. Yes. Girl, it is. It is. I can't even this case is wow. And thank you so much for 17 months, my dear. Really, really do appreciate that very, very much, my love. And Lori, man, thank you so much, my dear, for your statistic. I really do appreciate you. Very much. Okay. All right, guys. So let's get it started. We're going to go. I'm going to describe this to you the very, very best that I possibly can. So, and then we're going to get into the thick of it. Okay. We're going to get into the thick of it because it's a lot. It is a lot. Here, right here is beautiful, right? Just perfect. And that's the way it should have stayed. However, before this became a case, this is now a headline. And before it became an investigation, this was a family. And of course, here you have 40-year-old Charity Beallis and her two twins who were tragically pew-pewed down in their home. Charity Beallis is a 40-year-old mother in Arkansas. She was not a public figure. She was not a headline. She was a mom trying to move forward. Charity Beallis was a mother living in a small Arkansas town. And like I said, she wasn't famous. She wasn't online telling her story, she was just living her life for her kids at the very best of her ability. She was working, parenting, and navigating the end of a marriage. She had divorce proceedings and custody matters and court involvement. Um, Charity, she, as you can see here, she lives in a mansion. And because, she was married to a doctor, Charity was dealing with real world problems, court dates, custody issues, and a system that had already knew her family was under stress. Make sure you can see the photo here. And if you look at this, her role was simple, just to be a mother first. Whatever her job title was, whatever her day to day looked like, her most important was being a mother. Her children, two young lives, were going to, withhold their name for their dignity, um, and were intentionally, doing that. They were kids, innocent and loved. They weren't part of any adult conflict. They didn't choose the circumstances around them. They were just children. This was not a random attack. It wasn't hidden. This family was already known by the court system. There were legal proceedings, there were warning signs. This didn't come out of nowhere. But before December 2025, this month, before this became a homicide investigation, this was already a family, like I said, known by the court system. Charity Beallis was in the middle of divorcing her husband. There had been prior domestic issues, custody discussions, and court involvement. This wasn't a hidden situation. It was pretty rocky. A lot of warning signs, to say the very least. Uh, Legal systems were already involved. Key date here that you're going to see, December 2nd, 2025, divorce court. On December 2nd, 2025, Charity Beallis and her husband were in court for from what multiple outlets describe as the final divorce hearing. Now remember that. December 2nd. It was the final divorce hearing, and then I believe the next day was going to be like finalized, if I am correct on that. Okay, the divorce had not been finalized, paperwork had not been fully signed, but custody and legal decisions were still in motion. Less than 24 hours later, everything changed. December 3rd, 2025, a welfare check was requested because Charity kept in contact constantly with those that she loved. On the morning of December 3rd, remember, the next day, hours after her final divorce hearing, authorities were asked to conduct a welfare check at Charity's home in Bonanza, Arkansas. A welfare check happens when someone is obviously concerned about another person's safety and can't reach them. Most welfare checks are, nothing's going on, but sometimes the worst has happened. Inside the home, when deputies entered the home, they found Charity Beallis and her two children, twins. All three had been gunned down. This is now a triple homicide. Law enforcement quickly confirmed this was a homicide. They made it clear that this was not murder and not an accident. An investigation had launched. The Sebastian County Sheriff's Office secured the scene. Search warrants were issued, evidence was collected, and interviews began. What the police have said, quote, as of now, law enforcement has not announced any arrest. They have not publicly named a suspect. They've confirmed the investigation is active and ongoing. Why this case stands out. What makes this case especially troubling is the timing. Court one day, death, triple death the next, and a family already known by the system. It's quite crazy. Quite crazy. Okay, so we're going to get into all of it now. There is only one way the mother could protect herself and her children against violence towards them. Yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. So here we go. We're going to go to Court TV. Guys, I cannot even tell you like how deep this goes. I've got court records and all of that. I mean, I could be here all day telling you just how deep this goes.
If I could, I'd give my mother a big hug and look at her in the eyes and tell her I love her.
Okay. So Charity has an older son. Here he is. This is Charity's older son. And this happened December 3rd, PGH. And this is by a different marriage that Charity was in. Okay.
Hold my baby brother and sister one more time, like I did the first day they was born. Tell them I love them. I'll do anything I can to protect them.
All that's left is the idea of what should have been.
I would just love to hold my daughter and my grandchildren in my arms again and verify my love for them the way they love me.
40-year-old Charity Powell and her 6-year-old twins were found shot to death in her home Wednesday morning, just one day after Charity's final divorce hearing.
She shot through the chest and then in the head.
And them babies are shot through the chest. That means one of them babies had to watch the other one, or however it went down.
Or maybe they watched their mother die, and then one of them got to watch the other one die.
John and Randy Powell say despite the Sebastian County Sheriff's Office not releasing any details, nor whether there is even a suspect in the triple homicide, there's no doubt in their mind who pulled the trigger.
Randall Beallis, he's a powerful and evil man. All he cares about is money and himself.
There was nobody else in the world that had any reason to harm her or those babies but him, and that was only for financial gain and for the hatred that he had.
Court documents reveal the violent, intense months leading up to the divorce between Charity and her then husband, Randall Beallis. Charity was a victim of domestic violence at the hands of Randall. He pled guilty to a charge in October. Charity had also filed for custody of the two twins, as well as an order of protection. The day after they were found dead, Randall filed for the divorce to be dismissed, a deal the Powells say would have benefited Charity.
Luke Roxon was supposed to sell the house within 60 days, and she got her new BMW, $10,000, and half the earnings that the property bought, which he would go to him. With her dead, now he gets to keep that, plus her insurance he had on her, her life insurance that he had on her. He's the only one that had anything to gain.
John Powell, sitting at the left of that kitchen table, was Charity's son, a half-brother to the twins.
Charity was my mother that loved me. I know she did. She had a heart for them babies.
She was a good Christian woman.
She was a good Christian woman that was baptized a few months ago. Them kids was precious, real precious. They were innocent.
Sitting to the right, her father. Together, they're the only two Powells left.
One moment I'll be crying, and the next minute I'm mad, and I don't even know how to explain it. I never expected to ever have to go through something like this in my life.
They say up until the three were found dead, Charity did everything she could to survive.
My mother fought for 9 months, the last 9 months, to save her life and the babies.
Can you imagine this family? Not only was his mother lost and his daughter, this man's daughter, but his sisters and grandchildren as well. Yes, Secret Service and FBI and I believe Homeland Security is all involved at this time.
Nothing happened. Now all three of them's dead. She would have fought tooth and nail, which is why she may have been shot twice, to protect them babies. I know she went out with a fight.
I promise you.
Now, all they can do is fight for justice and try to protect themselves.
Well, I'm scared to death for my life at this point.
Can you imagine, guys? My goodness gracious.
Creators, take these 3 apps I built to run my business.
Okay, so now we're going to get to this, and we're going to watch Vinny Politan, our friend Vinny. What's up, Vinny, if you're watching?
Going on in her life and what everyone is thinking about tonight. We begin with this from the Sebastian County Sheriff's Office in Arkansas. December 3rd, 9:30 a.m., receive a call about a welfare check. So they go to the house. Law enforcement could not get any response from the residents and continue to investigate. They entered the home. Upon entering, they found 3 deceased individuals, a mother and 2 deceased children. It was apparent that the 3 had gunshot wounds. The woman was identified as Charity Beallis, age 40. All 3 sent to the crime lab for autopsy to determine exact cause of death. Then an update on the 9th. Search warrants, 12 search warrants in progress. 6 search warrants have been served. More warrants could be pending. Interviews, numerous interviews have taken place with more pending upon information obtained through tips. Voluminous number of tips have been received. Each lead is being actively pursued. A large amount of evidence has been collected, either processed or being processed. And autopsy results are still pending. However, Charity's father and surviving son from another relationship, he's an adult, spoke to KNWA about who they believe is responsible for this triple homicide.
Randall Beallis, he's a powerful and evil man. All he cares about is money and himself.
There was nobody else in the world that had any reason to harm her or those babies but him, and that was only for financial.
The ex-husband is, I guess, at his house.
Gain for the hatred that he had.
They're pointing the finger at Randall Beallis. Now, the New York Post has some more information about this. I want to give it to you. Prominent Arkansas doctor, that's Randall, that denies that he had anything to do with the deaths of his estranged wife and 2 young children, and is heartbroken after their bodies were found at his home in the middle of a bitter divorce battle, his lawyers said. Dr. Randall Beallis previously pleaded guilty to domestic violence after choking his wife Charity at their $760,000 home in Bonanza back in March. He has not been arrested or charged in relation to the murders. Mr. Beallis was not responsible for the death of Mrs. Beallis nor his children's death, the attorney told the Post. Mr. Beallis has been cooperative with law enforcement and fully supports the sheriff's investigation. We hope the sheriff finds out the truth about what happened to Mrs. Charity Beallis and their children. He added that his client had given a voluntary interview and allowed access to anything requested by the Sebastian County Sheriff's Office in their investigation. Let's bring back in our think tank, Bob Bianchi, Ali Benevento, Dr. Sue Kornbluth.
So again, nobody has been named a person of interest in this case or a suspect. Everyone is innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. Mr. Dr. Beallis has said that he, through his attorney, that he has absolutely nothing to do with the death of his soon-to-be ex-wife and 6-year-old twin children, and that he says he is heartbroken, and he is fully cooperating and has done a interview with the attorney, or with the Sebastian County Police Department, and has given them anything that they wanted. Yes, this is his third marriage. A lot of people think because it's only 2, but it's actually his third marriage. The media, a lot of people out there are getting that mixed up. He was actually third.
It's like a day after this bitter hearing, Allie, when she gets shot and killed and her children shot and killed. What are your thoughts tonight?
You know, you have to be, whoever did this has to be a real piece of garbage to gun down 6-year-old children. 6-year-old children.
Rough facts, rough timeline. Everybody knows that husbands and boyfriends are typically popular suspects. And then, of course, the timing couldn't be worse for all things pointing towards this doctor. I'll be
he is a general family practitioner.
Very curious to hear some of the details that come forward. It sounds like the police are working hard, interviewing a lot of people. It kind of makes you wonder what's going on here. I have a feeling that police probably know more than they're letting out publicly. They may be watching the doctor, the husband, to kind of see what his reactions are to some of the news, some of the information being released. But that's a tough one. You're the husband, you have 2 dead children, dead wife, and it was a day after your divorce hearing.
Okay. So the picture that you're seeing here is February 17th, 2025, whenever there was a DV incident and Mr. Dr. Beallis was arrested at that time. Tell me, what do you think, in your opinion, is this chance? Is this circumstance? Or do you believe it's something more that the day after your final hearing? Now, again, all the things were not signed, so the divorce is technically not finalized.
Doesn't look good.
Dr. Sue.
Yeah, so I agree with Allie here. It does not look good for him. You know, Vinny, I work in this field every single day with divorced couples, and you see a lot of domestic violence go on in these relationships. Does it always mean that the domestic violence leads to death? No, but a lot of times it is a precursor for that. So I think, what troubles me the most in a lot of these cases is that these women are reporting domestic violence, and they're being told in different states that if he doesn't threaten to kill you, then there's nothing that we really can do about it. But at the end of the day, if he is guilty, no restraining order or PFA or anything is ever going to stop a man from doing something like this. My heart breaks for this family, these beautiful children, and this beautiful woman.
Bob, we have about 20 seconds to wrap this up.
Today's domestic violence is tomorrow's murder case, but I will tell you, there have been 2 cases exactly like this that I've had in my career. Prosecutors jumped to conclusions. They got to dot I's, cross T, eliminate other suspects, because in those 2 cases, they pointed to the husband in the middle of an acrimonious divorce, and they were wrong. And it's somebody other than the husband serving life sentences. So be careful.
Well, you never know. You never know. That's why we're not going to say anyone is guilty, but I find this extraordinarily suspicious, in my opinion. Now, I want to tell you that that Dr. Beallis was, again, married before, and his past wife actually died of a pew. They said it was a self-inflicted unaliving. But was it? I don't know. I'm going to show you right here. Guys, do me a favor. If you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button. Would be very, very thankful.
Shooting deaths of Charity Beallis and her twin children. And as we're left waiting, many are now asking, should investigators possibly reopen another shooting case that also has direct ties to Charity's now ex-husband? Good evening. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Doug Warner.
And I'm Allie Lynch. 13 years ago, Randall Beallis' previous wife was found shot to death. Enforcement police ruled it a suicide, but we wanted to know if Charity's death gives cause to reopen this past case. KNWA's Dylan Neuter joins us now in studio. And Dylan, as you started looking into this, you quickly discovered the death of Shauna Beallis was looked into a second time just a few years ago.
So the family always thought that something was wrong here with his past wife. And they looked into it again a few years ago, but then who knows? It might be looked into again.
That's right, Doug. Allie, just today, we received a limited number of investigation documents from Portsmouth Police that revealed Shauna's case was re-examined in 2021. That raised the question as to why police took a second look at the case. Let's just start right at the beginning. According to the initial incident report in early 2012, Portsmouth Police responded to the home of Randall and Shauna Beallis. The police report found Randall at the front door saying she killed herself. They also noted some furniture and other items scattered around the home. When police went upstairs, they found Shauna in their bed with an apparent gunshot wound. Randall later claimed Shauna had mentioned earlier in the day she was going to kill herself. After the medical examiner report came in within days, Portsmouth Police ruled it a suicide. Shauna's family tells us they disputed the findings for over a year, but had no choice but to accept the outcome, which brings us to 2021. Another case document reveals the case was re-examined by police due to new information given to the Bonanza Police Department. It reads that Charity Beallis' own father, Randy Powell, told police that Charity was involved in Shauna's death. Today, we called Randy Powell to ask him about this. He says he never said his daughter was involved, only that she knew who did it. So this brings us back to that original question. Would Fort Smith Police consider reopening Shauna Beallis' case? I reached out to FSPD, but I'm still awaiting the answer to that question. However, if they did, they may have a hard time doing so, since by court order, all the actual evidence was destroyed in 2014 since the case was deemed closed. Doug, Allie, back to you.
All right, Dylan, that was surprising to learn that evidence.
Okay. So there is that. So again, there actually was, he was allegedly there at the time when all of this happened. This doctor, in my opinion, reminds me a lot about as Chris Proudfoot. Very, very similar, in my opinion. When we were, I was looking, this is actual video, the oldest son I just showed you. He got mad. He says the doctor got mad one day because the son was coming back from a job or something to that effect, and he didn't answer the phone in time. So he went outside and slashed his tires, and it's actually on video. So it's a little nuts. And the son says this is not the first time that this ever happened. Yeah, just put in my opinion, guys. Yep. Thank you so much. Okay, listen to this. This is Hold on, where's the volume? Oh, right up here.
By gun violence. It's either a crazy coincidence or it is a pattern. So do you believe that police would look? But let me ask you this. The first wife, Mark Garagos, died by gun violence. It's either a crazy coincidence or it is a pattern. So do you believe that police would look at this case, at her case, a little like Tammy Daybell in the Lori Vallow Daybell case and say, I think we better dig her up. I think we better take a second look. Is that something that you think might be happening right now?
I mean, I would certainly look at things again. Like it's highly unlikely for a person to be MURDERED, unalived by homicide to begin with, but to have 4 people in your same household over time to die of homicide, oh man, something is wrong.
Absolutely. I think it would be almost investigative malpractice per se not to. Yeah. They would do that. And by the way, I think the defense probably is as well, because you don't want to be surprised by anything. You want to have a parallel investigation. You want to defend your client. You also want to investigate. You want to find out what and if and how they determined previously that it was a suicide. You'd want to take a look at that. You're going to have the family, obviously, as you alluded to in your package, from the first unfortunate.
Well, the statistics say you are about 95% chance likely to be unalived by someone that you know. Right.
Well, death, I'll call it. They're now going to believe they've got wind at their back if they've always believed that it wasn't a suicide. And so they may be constructing evidence or trying to bring forth evidence, if you will, to have people reassess it. It's a massive undertaking, both by the investigators and by the defense.
So the victim, in the case, the mom at least,
we got some documents, and they are because Homeland Security, the FBI, and I can't remember the other 3-letter agent. Oh, what was it? Is on this, and they are requesting hair samples from the kids. And I find that very, very interesting. Why are they asking for hair samples for these 6-year-olds? Well, if you hear what this older brother says, the oldest son, stepson, the stepson to the doctor, what he says he has allegedly done in the past. It's that
the children are victims as well. But Charity Beallis, their mom, I don't know how this is going to work. She was none too pleased with the Sebastian County prosecutors because of what she thought was a pretty easygoing plea deal that her husband got after choking her in front of those babies. He got effectively a slap on the wrist. This is what she wrote publicly back then. Okay, I'm going to read it word for word. She says, I am the victim, yet I've been treated like the problem. While the criminal, a local doctor, is being shielded by the very system that's supposed to protect us. I've tried to reach prosecuting attorney Daniel Shu, but he won't even accept a letter from me. My voice as the victim has been shut out. This is not just about me. This is about a system that protects offenders and rejects victims.
Yeah, this is Charity. She had written senators, governor, everything. Like, she had been fighting tooth and nail for the last 9 months. And she wasn't listened to.
Lives are at stake.
I mean, it's really hard to go up against a doctor whenever you're divorcing them or whatever, right? Because they have a status in the community overall, and people don't like to get into that.
Including the lives of young children. It gives me the willies. I literally get chills when I think of her writing that, and now knowing that 3 lives, indeed, hers and children's, are gone. But talk to me about the potential conflict of interest, because that prosecuting attorney, Daniel Shue, is likely supposed to be heading up the murder investigation now.
Right. It would not surprise me at all if her family demands that the another authority, prosecuting authority, comes in and does the investigation. And the longer the investigation goes on without identifying somebody, that is going to give fodder to either side. And by the way, if in fact they do arrest this doctor and this gentleman, that's going to provide fodder to the defense as well. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation. I mean,
I believe they're, I mean, like, why else would they want, like a hair sample? I believe it would be for medication. Yeah, I think there's going to be an arrest soon, in my opinion.
There's going to be the argument from the defense that, of course, she was writing that. They were involved in a divorce. She didn't like what was happening. She was trying to leverage it, the accusations through the divorce. And on the other side, her family is going to now argue the complete opposite.
Well, she was speaking about a crime that he definitely committed. He admitted to committing. She was upset about it being such an easy sentence. And who knows if...
Honey just said it. A man with ego, power, money over these wives. Beloved in his community, it would be an uphill fight like no other. Yeah.
He did this. I don't know that. Randall Beallis, Dr. Beallis, is not charged with this. I will repeat again. He is not even announced suspect at this point, but you can bet I'm going to be following this one. And Garagos, you can bet I'm going to call you again. Thank you for this.
Thank you. Good to see you, Ashley.
But let me ask you this.
I don't know if her home had security cameras. I would think so. But again, I don't know, to be quite honest with you. I don't know if, it had cameras or not. Let's talk about the judge and the court documents for one moment, shall we? Charity Beallis' father, he is making accusations against the day of his daughter's death.
Filed today in connection with the case of the Bonanza woman and her 2 young children who were found dead in their home last week. Charity Beallis was in the midst of a divorce with her husband, Dr. Randall Beallis. The Sebastian County judge in the divorce case filed a report with Fort Smith Police after her office got an angry phone call from Charity Beallis' father, Randy Powell. He called her December 3rd, the day Charity and the children were found dead.
According to the judge, Powell said that the judge, quote, might as well have pulled the trigger herself. He then went on to say the court had blood on his hands, and he asked if the court was going to keep him from his grandchildren. Investigators are waiting on the medical examiner now as they continue to look into the deaths of Charity and her kids. There have been no arrests in that case.
Now, meanwhile, Randall Beallis filed a motion today in the divorce case asking that the court not enter the final divorce decree as requested by Charity's surviving older adult son.
Okay, so a lot to unpack there. So think about this, guys. Again, the divorce papers had not been signed. They had done their final hearing, but they had to do another, I guess, hearing for the signing. Now, Dr. Beallis is saying, hold up. We weren't technically divorced. So please don't grant this divorce. I want my wife and children. And so now there is a battle for what's going to happen. Is the oldest son going to fight? He's fighting for his mom and his two younger siblings. But is he going to get all three of them? I think her will, in my opinion, would probably make it clear that she was getting this, and there's enough evidence to show that she was getting this divorce for things that have happened in that relationship. Yes, Kelly, life insurance, all of it, in my opinion. Yes. Oh, thank you, Miss Bliss. That is so sweet of you. Thank you, Mamacita, for gifting 5 pearl necklaces. Really do appreciate you, dear. Love you, babe. Really do appreciate you, Miss Bliss. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you give our darling Bliss a big, big thank you. Thank you so much, my dear, being a mod and a member and gifting those. I appreciate your love. Truly. Thank you. Yes. Yep. That's why he is asking the court not to finalize it. Kind of interesting, don't you think? Kind of interesting. Okay. So let me show you some more things here, because it's bad. It is bad. Yo, I just can't even. This breaks my heart. This is her oldest son. Again, this is not Dr. Beallis' son. This is a son that she had before she was ever with Dr. Beallis. Dr. Beallis and Charity have twins together, 6-year-old twins, who tragically are two of the victims. Hey, Joanne, good to see you, honey. Her older son should have them as his first wife was, and looking into, yeah. Daphne, hey, girl, this case is nuts. Okay, listen to this.
He's now 25 and says that he witnessed Randall's anger firsthand when he was a teenager and when Randall slashed the tires of his truck.
All right, watch this.
Give me your phone. I'm shutting it off. Here goes the next one. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Oops, wrong credit.
I'll be in the parent, buddy. My truck in my name. Yep. I paid for it. Yep. Give me that phone.
It's called being a parent. I don't get that. Anybody, DM me. What does being a parent have to do with slashing, your stepson's tires? I've seen plenty of corporal punishment that some of you may find acceptable, some won't. But slashing the tires of your kid, I don't see it. Police have not yet named anybody as a suspect in these murders. And Dr. Randall is denying all involvement. Let's be clear. So, A, he says he didn't do it. B, he isn't a suspect. C, nobody's a suspect. Not yet. But that stepson of his, John, says he lives in fear of his ex-stepfather to this day. Even so, he is taking Dr. Randall Beallis to court anyway, because it seems that while Randall and Charity's divorce had been granted the day before her death, the final decree had yet to be filed with the court.
Listen to this, y'all.
So
crazy.
Turns out Randall wants his divorce ruled null and void now. Charity's son, John Powell, does not, in part so he can take control of his mom's and his siblings' bodies and lay them to rest. Charity's son, John Powell, is live with me now. John, can I just say right off the bat, I am so sorry that you're going through this and that we're speaking under these circumstances. I can't even begin to imagine what you and the rest of your extended family are going through. Are the police keeping you updated as to what's happening and if there may be any suspects in this series of murders?
No, ma'am. I have still not figured out very much. Pretty much what I know is what the general public knows as well.
And are they at least helpful if you call? Are they keeping you at bay? Like, what's your relationship with the local police and now the feds?
Right. I've contacted the detective of Sebastian County Police Department. They just keep telling me they can't tell me anything. It's still under investigation. So as far as I know, hopefully they find something. We still
John,
have no
can you
idea.
tell me about your mother's relationship with her ex-husband? I mean, it may not have been filed with the court, but it had been granted the day before she was killed. Describe for me what you knew about the relationship with her and Randall Beallis.
I knew that it wasn't very good, and she was just trying to do what she could to survive. And I think she finally had enough 9 months ago when he was arrested and pled guilty to choking my mother in front of the kids. And he actually pled guilty to those. So,
and again, this was this year, 2/17/25. He says that he alleges that Dr. Beallis choked his mother in front of the twins. Yeah.
She was hoping that would help her in this divorce to protect her family and children and be able to make it out alive. But it doesn't seem that's the case.
John, did she ever confide in you that she feared for her life living?
Charity was actually going to, after all of this was said and done, she was going to help DV survivors. She was going to make it a mission.
With Randall Beallis?
Yes, multiple times. She was just doing what she could to survive and keep her family
Listen
safe.
to that again because I paused it.
And she'd reached out to others. Make no mistake, she may have said something to you, but she had reached out to others regarding her situation. Can you fill that in a little bit for us?
She reached out to state senators. She wrote letters to the governor, kept sending stuff to the prosecuting attorneys, all kinds of stuff, everything she could do.
Everything.
She begged for 9 months for somebody to listen to her and protect her and them kids. But it seems like nobody wanted to listen. And she was actually, if she made it through this divorce, she was going to be an advocate for pushing domestic violence cases like this. So this would stop happening and women and children would have a voice and people would listen.
When you say that she was reaching out for help, did she ask for restraining orders? Were there other requests that she made? And if so, what was the response?
Yes, she reached out for restraining orders, and even my little brother, I know, he testified to law enforcement about things that Randall Beallis was doing to them, and he would tell them, if you tell anyone what is happening and what I'm doing, I will kill you. That's on file. And it seems like they still...
That's on file. He says that that allegedly, he's saying the doctor said, if you do something, yep. So apparently the twins had testified. Damn, I see you.
Can you expand on that? Can you expand on that a little bit? Like, what are you suggesting that your little half-brother said to the authorities about what happened in the household?
He stated that Randall Beallis would smother him till he passed out, was unconscious, and hit him in the stomach and things like this. Just really bad things, including to his little sister, twin sister, Eliana.
I get CP vibes. I get CP vibes. Now remember, the twins were 6.
Just really bad things, and all this is on file, but they still just blew it off like my mother was in the wrong and trying to persuade them to say these things, which she wasn't.
That is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate.
They were trying to tell the truth, and they were also at that point really scared for their life because they were told if they said anything that he would kill them.
I should say that Randall Beallis has said that he didn't do any of these things and that he's not charged with any of these things. It's very distressing to hear a report of a child making that kind of an allegation. Very distressing indeed. And I'm so sorry again that you're having to cope with all of this. John, I don't know what it's like to walk in your shoes, and I'm trying to be very sensitive, knowing every time I see the picture of your mom and those kids, it's just so upsetting. I was very upset to see that video of you as well as a teenager. I think it was you holding the phone and filming as your mom's husband, Randall, was slashing your tires. Can you walk me through what was happening and what preceded this video?
Listen to this.
Right, Glenn. I just want to be clear. This wasn't the only time that he's tried to abuse me in mentally or a physical way. This is just one of the only times I could actually get it on video and get it out there to the public or the authorities to let them know. But I actually just came back from being across the state at a lineman school thing, trying to become a lineman.
So this young guy, he was he was trying to become a lineman. That's a noble job, right? Hard working job, relatively good, good pay. And listen to what he says happens with this video. You see it happening right here. Mind you, with a kid in the hand.
And as I came through the door of the house, he was in a bad mood and was being a little irate and throwing a fit and cursing and just using bad profanity. And I had no idea why. And I guess it's because I wasn't texting or letting them know anything quick enough. And he's very abusive and controlling. So he told my mother to grab a knife and try to go stab my tires or do something so I couldn't drive anywhere. So her being scared for her life as well, she did everything he wanted her to do. It didn't matter. So she tried to do that. And then that's when you see Beallis come in right behind her with another knife and go to stabbing my tires and taunting me with it, acting like he's the man, like he's the one in control and I can't do anything about it. And my mother was just doing what she felt she needed to do to keep everybody safe from something worse happening.
Yeah.
Well, and we can clearly see that one of the children is in Randall Beallis's arms while he's wielding this knife aggressively and stabbing at these tires. It's a very distressing picture to see. Without regard, it is upsetting to see that happening with children present, but also so proximate to that kind of aggression and dangerous weapon as well. I'm so sorry that your family has been coping with this kind of thing. I wanted to ask you about the battle over burying your mom and your siblings.
Okay, listen to this right here.
Tell me where things stand, because as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, John, you want to get, the custody of your mom's remains and your siblings' remains so that you can bury them. And I think it's now sort of held in limbo because her ex-husband is now trying to petition to have the divorce thrown out. What's the circumstance that you find yourself in currently?
Yes, my legal team is working to help
these kids. These two babies are gone forever. A pew-pew was taken to their heads, or their bodies rather. Who could do something like that? Yes, he was a family physician. Is a family physician, I should say, not
Be
was.
able to
Is.
put my mother to rest, and if possible, my little brother and sister as well, because I believe that they deserve to be buried right next to each other, because they loved each other more than anything. You know, they were very, very close with each other. But we're doing everything we can. I can't disclose too much information about it, but if I'm going to do everything in my power to get control of her body, to at least, you know, because I can't picture somebody else getting the body and being able to do whatever they want with it, with all this going on. I never pictured I'd have to do something like this. It just blows my mind.
I'm watching the pictures of your little siblings opening.
And again, Dr. Beallis has been married 3 times. His wife, I think it was 2015, she died allegedly with him in the home. It was ruled a self-inflicted unaliving. But now, you know, questions are naturally raising. The family of the woman, his ex or his wife who died, the first wife who died, they are disputing
Birthday
that.
presents. Do you know if this, I'm guessing this is age 4 or 5, maybe 5. Do you know what birthday this was that's on the screen right now?
I think this was 5 or 6. I'd have to look at the timeline, but it's just one of the many videos I've got. I've got a lot of pictures and videos that I've been going through all week, just mourning, and just keep looking back on, and just sick to my stomach, and just don't know why this has happened, you know.
He's a good kid. You can tell he's a
John,
really good kid.
what do you want us to remember about these 2 incredibly beautiful children, these siblings of yours, and your beautiful mom?
I would like for people to remember my little siblings is very, very smart and innocent. They were 100% innocent in this. This should have never happened to them. My little brother, I mean, he learned how to play chess in 45 minutes. I mean, he was extremely smart. So was Eliana. I mean, she could draw and paint pictures at 6 years old like a professional would almost, you know. He just very, very talented and smart. And my mother was so loving and kind. It didn't matter if you was poor or rich. She'd give you the shirt off her back. She loved God, loved her family and friends. I mean, anything, if you needed help in the middle of the night, she'd wake up and go and help you. And if she was to make it through this divorce, she was going to be an advocate and push and strive to spread awareness to the problems we have in our nation with domestic violence, not only in small cities and small states, but she was going to try to make it through the nation.
John, I can't thank you enough
Bless
for
his
sharing
heart.
those
Bless
thoughts, but
his heart.
also your thoughts about what the circumstances are and what they may end up being. I'm going to call on you again as we continue to find out more about this investigation. And again, our thoughts are with you and your whole family.
Oh, Polly,
in this
praying for
tragedy.
your hubby, honey.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
My heart just breaks for him. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I really don't even know what to say. My heart breaks for that young man. He's so mature, and he's holding it together just so well, considering, you know, he's being so strong for his mother and his siblings. I mean, she would be extraordinarily proud of her son. Extraordinarily proud of her son. That's to say the very least, right? Let's see here. I've got a lot of the documents that they let me see here. Oops, bear with me. Okay, you didn't send them. Okay, it's fine. One second, y'all. Yeah, it's Sebastian County, Arkansas. This it says new documents filed in divorce of Arkansas woman found dead with her children. Okay. Hello, Donna. Good to see you. Trash Panda. Good to see you. Guys, do me a favor. If you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate that. Credit goes to 5 News Online.
Documents were filed this morning in the divorce case of Charity Beallis and Dr. Randall Beallis. 5 News reporter Bo Russell joining us to talk about what we know so far and what's new today. Bo?
Hey, Morgan. Well, there's been no shortage of tips, comments, and calls we've received while looking into this case. There's a lot floating out around there. So tonight, I'm going to break down the facts as we know them and what we're still digging into. On the morning of December 3rd, Charity Beallis and her twin 6-year-old children were found dead with gunshot wounds inside their Bonanza home. As of December 9th, the sheriff's office describes this case as an active, ongoing death investigation. Detectives say 12 search warrants are in process, with 6 already served, and that they have conducted numerous interviews and received a large number of tips. The release lists multiple agencies working the case, including the United States Secret Service and Homeland Security. That same day, December...
What did they say right there?
Multiple agencies.
United States Secret Service and Homeland Security. Like, you know, it's something's up if the Secret Service and Homeland Security is on it as well. And I can just about promise you, in my opinion, that there will certainly be an arrest in this case. How could there not? Come on, guys, hit that thumbs up button, please. It would really appreciate it. It takes less than
working the case, including the United States Secret Service and Homeland Security. That same day, December 9th, Charity's adult son, John Randall Powell, filed an amended motion in her pending divorce case in Sebastian County Circuit Court. In that motion, he asked to intervene in the divorce between Charity Beallis and Dr. Randall Beallis to set aside an order dismissing the divorce. Today, Dr. Beallis filed a response to that motion. In it, Beallis argues that under Arkansas state law, a divorce isn't finalized until all divorce paperwork has been submitted. Charity died before any of that paperwork was submitted, meaning the divorce never got finalized. Also filed today, a letter from Judge Shannon Blatt saying that Randy Powell, Charity's father, called the court clerk on December 3rd and said the judge, quote, might as well have pulled the trigger herself. Randy Powell denies making that statement.
I don't blame him.
So, Morgan, that's about all the information we have right now.
I don't blame him whatsoever. Who wouldn't feel that way, you know? Like, who the hell wouldn't feel that way? So, on February 16, 2025, Dr. Beallis was arrested and charged with aggravated assault, choking a family member or household member, domestic battering, endangering 2 children, multiple offenses within minutes. This was a, quote, high conflict divorce. So it shows, in my opinion, violence, right, in the marriage. And like the son said, there's a documented history of assaulting own family members, and allegedly the kids had testified and said that the things that they alleged he had did. But the court still seemed to empower this man. Was it because he was a doctor? And the Charity and the children, the twins, they were dragged into depositions, begging for protection from a man that they knew was dangerous, subpoenaed while she had no attorney, targeted and legal intimidation right before she was supposed to testify in the criminal case. Let me show you this photo. This is Dr. Beallis. Hey, Tina. No, Tina, honey. Things are happening. Listen, things are happening at all times throughout the planet. Every day. You have to live your life, baby. That's just that. Here is, this is public record. 6 foot, 185 pounds. 21869. Lower County District Court felony, booking 216, and he wasn't released until 220. You know, that can hurt your license, your doctor's license, as well. That can really, really hurt that. Let me see here one second. Let's let me look. Let's go to Google Earth and pull this up. Get this address. Poor thing. It's just beyond. Only 40 years old and 6-year-old. Okay, here we go. I guess they had was this the address? Let me check. Trying to find the address of their home. Let's look at it. Okay. Oh, wow. This is a freaking... I don't know. I don't think this is the home. That doesn't look like the home to me. 5014 Suncrest. Let's go down like this and let's see. I think this is a... I mean, that's a big piece of property right there, right? Like there's no... But I still don't think that was it. Let me see here. I'm looking for something real quick, guys. So I'm trying to find it on... Okay. Bear with me. 95. Okay, here we go. No, that's not. I guess this is maybe his new house, perhaps. Or maybe they just own an apartment or something. Who knows? I've been through Arkansas, like driving several times, but I recall First Avenue. Okay. I got it. Thank you so much. Yep, there we go. I mean, they had a beautiful, I mean, this is a mansion. And Google stops going right there. It's interesting. I mean, this house is probably, 13,000 square feet. Something like that. Let me check here. Okay. Check this out, guys. $750. There's no way. It's more than 2,400 square feet. That is way more than 2,400 square feet. Built in 2013, it says. Single family. 39.52 acres. I guess that's all the photos. Let's see. There might be more photos here. Yep, here we go. Let's look at this. Don't y'all think it has to be? I mean, that's more than 2,500 square foot house. Guarantee you that. Their living room's probably 2,500 square feet, let alone anything. Don't you think? Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, let's go. I mean, this is beautiful. You know what I mean? This is, you can tell this is in the winter time in Arkansas. Everything's dead. They got a big pond there. Oh, look, they have a building. They have a big building on their property. Wonder what that's for. Oh, it's a barn. Look at that. House, pond, barn. Look, there's a big lake right there, or river. I don't know if it's a lake or a river. Okay, here's inside the house. How many feet does it say? Hold on, let me go over here. It says 2554 here too. There's no way. No way. It's a den. Den. Go into another room. It's like the kitchen. It's got like concrete floors. That's such a good idea, having concrete floors. Like when you're building a house. It's probably not good on your feet, though, your joints. God, you can tell I'm getting old. You can tell I'm getting old. God, it probably hurts your joints. Okay, Justin. Bedroom. I love this color gray and that color gray. Bathroom. Another bathroom. Look at that. Oh my God. Baby's room. I don't think so, Holly. But I do have, he did have some malpractice cases going on. We got that as well. Office. That's a specialist. Interesting. Another bedroom. I love the gray and white. Love it. You know, it's, well, I mean, maybe it just looks bigger on the outside. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe it's the porch that makes it look big. I don't know. Maybe it's a thin house. I don't know. To me, it looks just bigger than 2,500 square feet. But that's what both of them says, but they could be wrong. 3.5 bath, 2,554 square feet, 39.52 acre lot. Last sold for $435,000 in 2017. Damn, that's a good price. That's a really good price. You can get good property in Arkansas. Damn. 170 per square foot. It's estimated worth at $754,000 now. Almost doubled it. That's amazing. Wow. Do you live in Arkansas? I outran a cop in Arkansas one time. It's the only time I ever did it. I was on my way to Texas, and I had my little Nissan Maxima, and I was driving like a bat out of hell. I was going at least 90 miles an hour. I was 19 years old, and that cop, he was still on the other side, but I saw him like turn around like that, and I was like that, and then I got off the exit, made a left where he couldn't see me. I did in Lakewood one time. I don't even know where it was in Arkansas. Have no idea. I was just a kid. And that's when I was taking some mortuary classes in San Antonio. And then when I came back from Texas, I had a flat tire. And I was working 2 jobs there and going to school. And I had gotten paid from both my jobs. And I had just enough money to coast back home. Like, just enough money. That was it. And I'm in Arkansas. It's hot. And my little car's, AC's going and all that, is a 4-banger. So you turn the AC on, you lose horsepower back then. Not as much now with the 4-bangers, but. And then all of a sudden I'm driving in Arkansas, and because if you drive in Arkansas, for people that drove in Arkansas if you're driving to Texas, there's nothing like there. It's like nobody lives in Arkansas except an interstate. That's it. Like there's nothing at all on that interstate there. Only Texarkana. That's it. Like, but my tire blew out. My tire blew out. I'm by myself. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've seen people change tires, but I've never changed a tire. I know how to now. You know, I'm 40. I've had a lot of living since then. But then I had no idea. I mean, my battery cable on my car used to be loose, and I wouldn't touch it. I would put my leg up and tap it and wiggle it so it would start. So my car blows out, and thankfully, there's a donut in the back of my car, right? And but the grace of God, the jack wouldn't really work, and I was fucking petrified. And I called my boyfriend at the time. I was crying. And I got that donut on, and this is Arkansas, in the middle of nowhere. And the next exit, I'm like, I just started praying. I'm like, Lord, please just help me. I don't know what to do or anything. Next exit on this old wooden, like tree poles. They were like tree poles. Coming out of the ground, but with a sign, you know, I forgot what it's called, but we'll just call it Billy's Tire Barn. And there was used tires. And I get off the exit, and you know, I'm in Arkansas, but you know, it's not too much different than what, you know, where I live. You know, it's half my family. So I get off of there, and, you know, mascara's running. Nose swollen. Hi, Mr. Man. My tire just broke. I need a tire. Do you have anything here? God, Lord, do you have anything here? And let me see, bud. Let me see. All right, we'll get you fixed up here, man. And they were very nice to me. And he ended up getting me a tire for like $30. $30. So I got home. I didn't have money for food until I got home, until I coasted in, but I got home. So that's my story of Arkansas. You ain't from around here. Let me tell you something. My friend and I, Aaron, you know, we used to not have eyebrows. It was the time we used to draw our eyebrows on. And one time we went into this, I don't even remember where we were, but I just remember it was like a country Walmart. Like there was nothing around. There's just like a Walmart, a KFC, a Long John Silver's, or maybe a gas station. It's a small Walmart. You know, when Walmarts were smaller, it wasn't a super center or anything like that. And we walk in, and like I had almost like they were like the thick flip-flops at the time, like the sandals. And he was just all out there and all that. And we walk in the door, and the fucking Walmart stops. It stops, like the beep. It even stops. And my friend Aaron's like, oh, well, my God, get back to it. And I'm like, Aaron, shut the fuck up. Oh my God, like everything stops. Like the door greeter, she's like, okay, this was the door greeter. This was the door greeter right here. The old white lady at the pharmacy checking me out because I bought nothing more than lube and Reese cups. That was her look at us. You know. Oh, I've got stories I could tell y'all. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Holly. Appreciate you, dear. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much for your support, my love. I can see it. Thanks, Justin. It's crazy how someone can have everything. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why you got to enjoy life, girl. You got to enjoy it. Make it the best you can. Don't think about the past. You don't live there anymore. And don't worry about the future. Most of that shit in your head never happens anyways. Thank you so much, Miss Kelly. Appreciate you, darling. Well, I just got blinked. What does blinked mean? I just got blinked. So glad to meet you all. Much love. Aw. Love you, Miss Kelly. You are so special. Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate you. Okay, mamas. Oh my God, look at this, y'all. Look at this. I held them babies from the first day they were born. And that's sad. His mommy's so proud of him. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, there is a Brown University reported active pew-pewer right now. Where's Brown University at? Rhode Island? Yeah, I got an alert on that earlier. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, plant lady. That's so tough. Evacuation of any event is greater than the actual event. Yeah. You did? Where'd you send it to, Bliss? Let me look. Oh, okay. Here we go. Look at this, guys. Credit goes to the queen of crime, true crime, Miss Nancy Grace. 1 second here. Listen to this.
Charity's son, John, her oldest son, and her father, Randy, joining us tonight. I'd like to ask you gentlemen about a document from the Arkansas State Police Crimes Against Children Unit. Now, this document is sent to Eliana and Maverick Beallis in care of Charity, your mother-daughter. It's from a caseworker, Alora Perry, in Van Buren, and important, the date is this past summer. July 15, 2025. Name of the alleged victims, Eliana and Maverick Beallis. Those are the twins, now dead, shot dead. The name of the alleged offender is Randy Beallis, aka Dr. Beallis. It says the Arkansas State Police received allegations of child maltreatment involving the above. It was reported on March 31, 25. Based on a preponderance of evidence, the agency deems the allegation to be true, and Dr. Beallis' name should be placed in the Child Maltreatment Central Registry. Let's put the document up on the screen. It states that the type of maltreatment was abuse, abuse with or without physical injury for both children, and abuse, threat of harm to the boy, Maverick. Did Charity ever confide in either of you, Randy or John?
She did.
Why this complaint was filed and why the allegations were deemed by a preponderance of evidence to be true by the Arkansas State Police Crimes Against Children Unit. What happened?
That they conveyed to her some of what had happened, and she reached out for help, and they done a forensic interview with the children, and that was the outcome. It's about all I know to say. I'm pretty well mentally and physically exhausted.
Once they figured out that Beallis wasn't going to be around them, then they were feeling better about telling my mother what had happened.
Yeah, they were scared. They had to be scared. Had to be. Wow. Guys, I've got the documents, so many of the documents from the past, malpractice stuff, divorce stuff, all of that. Nancy Gears will be releasing the whole interview 12/15. Awesome. Okay. So yes, keep up with me on this. We're going to follow it all. Absolutely all of it. Guys, I will be back live at around 7 o'clock today. Guess what? I spoke to some people from Daniel's past, and I've got some receipts I'm going to show. And boy, oh boy, just when you think Daniel couldn't get any worse, it does. It does. So I'm sure Daniel will be watching tonight. You're welcome to join us, Daniel. You're welcome to come upstate, come up on the panel. Welcome to call in. We would love to hear your side of that. So I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes here. So get ready. It's going to be very, very interesting. So absolutely. Hello, Miss Maurice. Good to see you. Of course, we're gonna continue to follow this. This case is very interesting. What time is my next live schedule for? I think it's 7. And then at 10 o'clock tonight, Eastern, 7 Central, Josh from the lab will be going live with the Summer Wells case. I believe him, Chris McDonough. I don't know if Dr. Gary Picardo is going to be there, but he may. They are interviewing Fred Hill, one of the neighbors that lived on Ben Hill Road at the time of Summer's disappearance. This is where Candace was seen before 911 had been called, and where Dawn had showed up about 3 hours after 911 had been called that Summer was missing. So join them over there at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight, 7 Central. 7 Pacific, rather. Sorry, 7 Pacific. So I'll be over there for that as well. All right, my loves, I love you, appreciate you. You're amazing. I hope you know that. You're a pearl. How you doing? All right, guys, love you. I'll see you guys at 7 or 7:30, somewhere between there. I might go live a little bit early. We'll see. Much love, everyone. God bless, and justice for Charity and the twins. Good night.